Hello everyone, I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. In the headlines, Lorenzo Sanford maintains his lead and emerging Kalinago chief following a recount on Tuesday. Prime Minister Skerrit says he remains open to continuous review of his final slate of candidates for the 2020 election, and discover Dominica Authority making changes to ensure greater visitor satisfaction this Creole Festival. The details coming up.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow. First up in the news, Lorenzo Sanford has made history as he emerged Tuesday as the new Kalinago chief following a recount from Monday's election. Preliminary results placed him ahead of Annette Sanford, 409 to 406. He managed to maintain his lead on Tuesday. Lorenzo, a graduate of the Dominica State College, is only 22.
And I would like to thank God for guiding me and thank for my supporters who were there all throughout since I started. And thank you for my elders who prayed for me, who guided me along the way. And when it comes to the Kalinago chief and the elections, I have a very comprehensive plan in place. And I would like to ensure that when my councillors come through with me, that we can all sit together and work together in bringing the Kalinago territory forward.
There is an expectation that with the new chief there will be greater collaboration with central government.
I would like to be working with central government to improve our Kalinago community because when it comes to the Kalinago territory, we have not been working with the central government as we have seen in the past, and this have held us back a lot. But I will be willing to work with the central government.
Lorenzo is appealing to his people, including the other candidates, to work with him to develop their community.
As we have seen, many of us have been on the Kalinago chief elections. We have said we have so many things to do within the Kalinago territory. But when all is done, we tend to pull ourselves away and not work with each other for the development of our Kalinago people. So I would like to say I am welcoming everyone on board so that we can work together so that we can bring this Kalinago territory forward in a lot and a much bigger way.
Lorenzo's mother was among the crowd anticipating the results of Tuesday's recount.
I feel very proud. He has become the Kalinago chief, and I am very happy. I'm very, very happy. I want to say thank you to all those who supported him, and I want to say thanks to those who didn't support him. But at the end of it, we all are Kalinago people, so I want him to remember all those who supported him, and all those who didn't support him do the same thing as well. And at the end of the day, we are all Kalinago people. We have to live in the same Kalinago territory together. So we have work begins now. Yeah, work begins now.
Meantime, returning officer for the Kalinago chief election, Kathlyn Auguiste John Lewis, spoke to Channel 5 News after Tuesday's recount.
We had 6 polling stations and 7 candidates. At the end of the day, the preliminary result revealed Lorenzo Mika Sanford was the winner. The election went well yesterday. There was a steady flow of voters at 3 or 4 of the polling stations. The majority of the young people turned out to vote. What we observed too, that there were a higher percentage of men voting at this election. So far, so good. We have just done the final count, and there is just a slight change in 1 or 2 results. Yesterday, Auguiste was 44. The final count reveals he's 43. Auguiste, there was no change. He remains at 10. Elvis Francis remains at 186. Jumadin Frederick increased by 1, so he moved from 70 to 71. Annette Thomas Sanford remained the same, 406. Lorenzo Mika Sanford remained the same, 409. Charles Williams remained the same at 12, and rejected ballot remained as 21. So all in all, it was a very good election. The people turned out to vote for the person they wanted. So on behalf of my team of workers, my presiding officers, my poll clerk and their assistant, I want to say a special thank you to them, a job well done. And to Mr. Lorenzo Sanford, we want to say congratulations. Your work has just begun for you. To Annette Thomas Sanford, a very great fight from a young lady, and we sincerely hope that won't be your last. You need to go back up next time.
The newly elected Kalinago chief obviously has some great plans for the development of the people, but the chief is not alone in this respect. Generally speaking, all the candidates expressed a desire to create better opportunities for their people. Elvis Francis was one of the 7 looking forward to replacing Charles Williams as Kalinago chief, but it was not to be.
The significance of me participating in this election is really because I have, for the last 15 to 20 years, looked at the way our Kalinago territory is undergoing its development. And to me, I see the administration that we have had during the past years not really coming forward and really allowing or having the people to participate in what is happening within the territory. Now, based on that, I am coming forward with a different approach to administer the affairs, the issues, the problems within the territory. The people say there's no transparency, the people say there's no communication, there's no accountability, and you know, we just have an operation within the territory. Every 5 years it happens, it's like it is repeating itself over and over. And so as a result of that, I see me playing a significant role in terms of making a change to the territory, in terms of allowing the people to be part and parcel of what is now happening in the territory, and to be able to participate more fully.
Francis shared some of what would have been his priorities as the new chief.
The priority is to be able to at least set up infrastructures, do business that will be able to at least create employment, to generate revenue for the Kalinago territory. A community that have been really depending, you know, and I want to take out that syndrome. Instead of being dependent, I want my people to become independent. Be able to at least have monies in their pocket. You know, we look at the whole agricultural sector as well within the territory, the craft aspect of it. You know, there's a lot of issues that within the territory that we need to address. But basically, my objective is to ensure that we can set up infrastructures here to create employment, generate more revenue for this territory, and to have the people become more independent people.
And Kalinago Chief Charles Williams did not actively campaign this time around. Prior to the elections, Chief Williams had been in recovery from a stroke. He says he only decided to run because he was encouraged to do so. He told Channel 5 News on Monday his position was that if the people still wanted him, they would make it known. Apparently, not enough of the people thought he should continue as Kalinago chief, and so he lost Monday's election. Traditionally, Kalinagos do not have private ownership of land in the territory. Outgoing Chief Williams says while there has been no change to that policy, he is concerned about the impact of political influence on that policy.
The land policy remained as is from the time it was established. And then I'm not sure with the other candidates, because I know there are some of them who are politically bent. So I think there are two of them who got support from the Labour Party, one who got support from the United Workers' Party. And I do not know, apparently one of them, the United Workers' Party candidate, I think she's on a trial run there now to see whether she can become the national candidate for the national election. I think that's the vibe that is in the air, and that being what it is, I think politics has taken root in the Kalinago territory, and I'm afraid that we should maintain our cultural identity. Other than that, because having a territory, a Kalinago territory, or a reservation for the people, speaks volume for Dominica and the tourism industry, and for Dominica in general, being the only Caribbean, the only island in the Caribbean that have this large indigenous community. But there is concern, there is strong concern, and I'm not sure that the other candidates would have the courage to stand up to defend that position.
You are watching Channel 5 News. We'll have more after this.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
If you're HIV positive or have an STI, having unprotected sex with multiple partners puts them in grave danger. You will expose every partner and their present and future partners to HIV or another STI. Use a condom every time you have sex. You can live a productive life even if diagnosed with HIV. Remember, early detection is key to your survival. Be responsible, protect yourself and others. Help stop the spread of HIV and other STIs.
Thank you for staying with us. Prime Minister Skerrit has informed the party supporters that reviewing his final slate of candidates for the 2020 election will be an ongoing thing. The Prime Minister made the disclosure as he announced on the weekend that Kenneth Daru would be returning as candidate for Petite Savane for the 2020 general election. This means a prior decision taken to have Daru replaced by Marva Williams would no longer stand.
I want to announce this evening the return of Dr. Daru to the fray of candidates in the upcoming general elections, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Daru had initially expressed a desire to step away from elective politics, but the call of the people has been overwhelming. The people of the Petite Savane constituency have said that they are not ready for him to go. We have discussed this with Sister Marva Williams, and we have agreed that the voice of the people must be respected. Accordingly, Sister Marva shall suspend her efforts to be elected at this point, and Dr. Daru shall, as of tomorrow, reassume the position of candidate in the Petite Savane constituency. I have made it clear, ladies and gentlemen, that by the time I put on those pink shoes and I take the bell into my possession, I shall have the finest team of candidates in this campaign. I believe I already have the A-team, but we are leaving no stone unturned. We shall continuously review the slate of the 2020 candidates until it is as close to perfect as is humanly possible.
Kenneth Daru told party supporters at Joseph Isaac's launching on Sunday he was very happy to be back. In other news, discover Dominica Authority to make changes in order to improve patrons' experience at this year's World Creole Music Festival. Festival and Events Manager at Discover Dominica Authority, Marva Williams, outlined some of the anticipated improvements.
The Discover Dominica Authority will be making improvements to some aspects of the festival's arrangements and support systems. In particular, we are working closely with Dominica Air and Seaports Authority to see improvements in the management of passenger traffic at all of our ports of entry. And so, we expect some improvements in the port infrastructure to allow for these new developments and to satisfy customer demand. We are also working with service providers and stakeholders in ensuring that the festival offerings will extend well beyond the free nights. We do hope that visitors will plan to be in Dominica for at least a week stay, as we create activities that will fully occupy their time and excite their curiosity about this nature island. Friends, the World Creole Music Festival and other festivals, Mass Dominic, the Jazz and Creole, constitute a major part of our tourism product offerings, helping expand the destination brand, create jobs, and generate a foreign exchange for our national economy.
Williams says, taken together, these festivals attract millions of visitors to the country every year and generate millions of dollars for the local economy. She says stakeholders and service providers must collaborate with a focus on quality in order to maximize the festival's benefits.
The multiplier effect of the World Creole Music Festival in particular is great, with every dollar spent generating more than 9 times in returns. That's really a good return on investment. But for it to be sustained and remain viable as a national economic activity, it requires collective efforts and a call to action by especially our tourism and creative entrepreneurs, hoteliers, restaurateurs, taxi drivers, vendors, performers, artists, fashion designers, tour guides, shopkeepers, and others must make a concerted effort to first of all produce goods and services of high quality, and secondly, deliver the best quality service to every patron during the period of the festival. As we know, we continue to be challenged by the lack of quality accommodation in Rosevelt catchment area. We would therefore like to issue a call to those who wish to rent accommodation to contact the Dominica Festivals Committee's office with this information as soon as possible.
Minister for Tourism Robert Tong has says the World Creole Music Festival, which is 21 this year, remains a key segment of the island's tourism. Over the last 20 years, the World Creole Music Festival has become a major part of Dominica's adventure tourism product.
In 2018, in spite of the impact of the monster hurricane, Hurricane Maria, in the previous year, the festival attracted over 9,000 stayover arrivals, and within the week of Creole Festival, attracted over 5,000 visitors, impacting the island in a massive way. For this, we want to thank the many partners, suppliers, employers, volunteers, sponsors, and the media especially for their contribution and commitment to such high standards.
With the progress made since Hurricane Maria, Tong says there is significant growth in the visitor numbers projected for 2019.
And we anticipate even higher growth with the staging of this much anticipated 2019 WCMF. The production of this festival with a high level of investment in its staging, including attracting the best and most attractive lineup of artists, quality sound, and other technical input, security arrangements for patrons and performance, marketing and promotions on traditional and new media, and hosting a press corps to create greater visibility and to ensure exposure for the destination. We are making a statement of intent here.
And the UWP's 2020 candidate for Plaine, Fransica Joseph, is not convinced that the provision of apartments helps to make Dominicans more resilient. Addressing a UWP rally in Plaine on the weekend, Joseph made the point that complete home ownership and an increased minimum wage would best serve the people.
Plenty people
apartments. And if I tell me, miss, a little house I wanted on my land, you know, and I can extend it, I give her a gallery and give her a whole down there. That is what you wanted. So at the end of the day, the house belongs to you. You have collateral. You can go to the bank. You can take a loan. This is what we want our people to. We want you to be resilient. And when I come to you talking about resilience is just a building, you know. Resilience is the people. When we make our people resilient, then we make Dominica resilient. And for us to be resilient, we have to have sustainable employment. You cannot tell me you're working for $4.05 an hour. Where are you going with that? And I've seen the people who work at these establishments, they cannot afford to shop at this establishment.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow. To end the news, we take a look again at the headlines. Lorenzo Sanford maintains his lead, emerging new Kalinago chief following Tuesday's recount. Prime Minister Skerrit says he remains open to continuous review of his final slate of candidates for the 2020 election. And discover Dominica Authority making changes to ensure greater visitor satisfaction this Creole festival. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You may access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris. Thank you for watching. Join us tomorrow.